What's up guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It goes by the name Lucas the Travel. If the first time you're coming across my YouTube channel, kindly consider to subscribe, like the video, always turn on notification. I really say thank you and thank you a lot for always coming back to subscribe, like and share this amazing YouTube channel. So guys, today we have just come to handle these types of hens here, and the reason why we are just here is that these hens actually they are not laying any eggs. So we are going to communicate about three things that they make these hens actually they are not laying the eggs. So we are going to look at the sufficient light. We are going to look at the light. Well, that is one thing that we are going to look at. The second thing that we are going to look at the feeding habit of these hens. How are they fed? And the third thing that we are going to look at is that we are going to look at the supplement content on it. Has this hen been dewormed? So before we look at, we have to venture inside there and check out how it is, how the lily scenarian of this particular place it is, and how they are going. So guys, if we enter inside here, this is the specifically place where these hens they stay. This is where the hens are stay, and the farmer is not around. He has just communicated to me that he is not around. So one-on-one we are going to handle about these hens here, and we are going to see the problem of these hens. At first you can go to check the other ones, they look small, and the other one here they look big. The big, like the other one there over there, that one is very big compared to the other one. So guys, so there's a different categories of these hens. You can see this one here, they look a bit small, but the other ones there, they're big. So there's different categories of these hens. When I look at the first thing that we need to check up is on the feces of these particular hens, the type of feces actually they remove these hens. That is one thing that we are going to look at. When I look at this, they look like whitish. It is whitish. It is whitish actually. It is look like whitish and bloodish. This one is it is red. It is like blood. It is like blood. So automatically we have identified that these hens over here, they have a disease. That is one thing that they have, because it is mixture of reddish and whitish. That is one thing that we call it is coccidiosis. And how do we handle about coccidiosis effect? If your hens are attacked by coccidiosis effect, no, automatically the egg production of these hens it will become low and low. For one thing that you need to check out on how to handle this coccidiosis, the coccidiosis, the blood in feces, it might be brought, it cannot be only coccidiosis, it can be brought maybe on the feeding habits of this particular hens. Maybe the feedings, the digestion system, you get that maybe the type of feeds they get to feed, the digestion system is very narrow compared to what it feeds. That's why you get the blood. And the second thing that causes this blood, it might be coccidiosis. What brings about this coccidiosis? We are talking about the coccidiosis effect that they are brought by these hens is that these hens they feed in a maybe in a dirty environment. Let's say that they feed in food, maybe the food is being mixed with the its feces, and maybe the food is being mixed with the sodas, like you can just get a dog. Automatically you get the hens will suffer from coccidiosis. And if your hens are suffered from coccidiosis, automatically they will not be active. They will look like they'll die, like the one that you're seeing over there, they'll die. And remember, at this particular time there's no enough warmth, because if you look we are experiencing rain season. This is a rain season whereby we are experiencing a lot of rain season, and automatically when we are experiencing the rain season, you get now these hens actually they become dull. So one thing that we deal with the coccidiosis effect, we have to chip in with a certain medication that actually they help to cure these chicks, because coccidiosis is one of the diseases that kills hens very fast and very vigorously. For you to deal with it, we have to we have to venture in and bring that kind of medication that at least it helps in curing of coccidiosis disease. And also here you can look at these feces that these hens has just removed here. The other one there it was whitish, the other one there it looked like bloodish, and this one here it look like yellow mixture of greenish, and also it is yellow mixture of greenish and whitish. So automatically we say that this one is a coccidiosis effect, and we are going to handle about this effect so that we can going to deal without that. So the first thing that we need to do, if we have that exercise, I like this farmer here because you see these drinkers, they're hanged in a way that they're the hens, they drink the water. Yes, they drink the water very nicely, but without mixing the feces with it. So this coccidiosis effect automatically it was brought because of that environment. Yes, it was not brought because of that environment, because you can see how these feeders, they are being hanged over here. It is not mixed automatically, so automatically it is disease that it has attacked these animals. And when it has attacked, so we have to deal with it, because first thing, the mortality rate, it will be very high when your hens has been attacked with this type of diseases. Mortality rate, maybe I cannot going to explain more about mortality rate. Mortality rate is when now you get the hens, they are dying vigorously. Today you might lose one, tomorrow you lose two, the other day you lose three, the other day you lose four. That is mortality rate. And now to handle this mortality rate of this particular hens, you have to treat them. And you have to give them antibiotic. There's antibiotic that helps in treating of this. And despite that one, the first thing that you need to do is just to vaccinate these particular chicks. The vaccination of chicks automatically, the vaccination of chicks, actually, when the chicks are 1 day old, they are given first vaccine that is called Malex. Malex is being given to the chicks that they are 1 day old. After they have just finished 1 day old, they go to 1 week old. That is 7 days. You give them first Newcastle disease. The first Newcastle disease is now this type of disease that you see some hens, they look like sleeping. Certain they move some feces that they're whitish in terms of tunasemanga choka in our language. In our local language, you call them whitish, that it is a very watery but whitish. So that one also, it is it's one sign of it. Another sign of Newcastle disease too, for you to identify that your hens has a Newcastle disease, you'll get that your hens tries to turn the head like this. That also is one sign. Another sign is when you get the joints of your hens, they fail to get energy, and that's hens automatically they fail to stand. I can talk about, let me emphasize on this issue that you get, maybe your hens is not waking up. The hens cannot, you get that maybe the hens is not waking up because of one thing, lack of calcium in the body, that the bones, they make it not to wake up. What brings that lack of calcium in the body is because maybe these your hens here that you are feeding by, actually you get that maybe you have been mixing food of your own and you have not putting enough calcium. You get that now these your hens become small weak. Maybe you have been mixing food and you don't have that the mixing schedule, and you get that you put more proteins compared to other nutrients. You get now that you get you weaken your hens. So these all things have to be considered. The third vaccine that we are going to talk about is Gumboro vaccine. The Gumboro vaccine is given at day 14 old. You give them Gumboro vaccine. After Gumboro vaccine, now we go to the second Newcastle, then we go to the fowlpox. What do we call a fowlpox? Fowlpox again is one of the most dangerous diseases that are actually used to attack the some hens. You get that fowlpox, most of the hens that actually they are suffering, you get that they are suffering from fowlpox diseases. And these fowlpox diseases, you get that maybe your eggs has some of the wounds all over the head, all over, including here, all over here. You get that the hens, something like this one, yeah, you get something like this one. These hens look very dull. This is automatically one sign of Newcastle disease. You see, it was like sleeping at this particular moment here. The hens are not supposed to be sleeping. They are supposed to be outside there looking for food, looking for green, looking for sunlight. But when you get now at the moment you try to get that, now your hens are very dull, they are sleeping, maybe they are doing such kinds of things, automatically you suspect that these types of your hens has that diseases, and you should rush to to seek for the medication, so that you're going to assist this type of medication. I was talking about that smallpox diseases, is that when now you realize that it has all over, and when it has just attacked your flock, you get that mortality rate is very high, because automatically the mortality rate becomes very high. So for you to deal with it, you have to vaccinate your hens against smallpox diseases. And these types of we have two types. We have in other time you can get also coryza. There's this thing that you call coryza. Not all they are smallpox diseases. There are some that they are coryza. Coryza is when you get now one eye, it is like it has there's a wound in one eye that it has just it has closed one eye, and it will remove some whitish, some watery things from one eye. That is a coryza. And coryza also, when your hens has been attacked against coryza, you cannot say now that because my hens is attacked against coryza, now it is just final. No, the coryza also, it is treatable when you seek the medication attention at very fast to get that. Now you will have to treat your coryza infection that has attacked your animal. It is very fast to treat when actually you realize these are problem at first, because before you wait for a period of time and sort of things, you get now these things comes to be suffer. You get now these things actually comes now to affect your flock. Maybe remember these things, most of the farmers around here, you do it because of investment. Now when you come to lose it becomes very rare. It becomes now very bad. Now guys, I didn't come alone. We have one of the guy here that used to travel with it. Maybe you can just give the self a shout out before we finish this particular video, guys. So if you're watching this for the first time, and remember guys, here we are here to assist the animals. That's our main aim, all over the places actually. And if you actually want to reach out at a very fast attention and a very fast advice, guys, you're going to get our number at the description comment up there. Our number is just pinned there, whereby if you want to get a very fast assistance, we are just available, and we are very ready to assist each and every individuals that require our attention. We are there to give you attention. So guys, let me give himself a shout out, then he introduce himself, then as we conclude to that particular adventure. Introduce.
Hello guys, I go by the name Farm with Maxwell. That's my YouTube channel name. The animal lover himself, but some people joke with me calling me that you're the animal lover with no animals. Yeah, that's something about me. Yeah, when you look at my video in my channel, I usually dive in the topics of about animals from beginning until the end. So if you want to watch something about animals, just check me out, Farm with Maxwell, and there we go. Thank you, Lucas the Traveler, for this shout out, and I'm really thankful for that.
Yeah, say thank you, and thank you a lot for always coming back to watch at this amazing particular point. We say that if you want any type of assistance, you're going to get our number. Is pinned at the description comment there. We are very fast to help you, and we are at a very available, guys. So finally, I say thank you, and thank you a lot for always coming back to watch this amazing YouTube channel. I don't take this one for granted. I say thank you, and thank you a lot, and say goodbye.